the devastation in this economy, the amount of money that people have to spend on normal things, the money that people have in order to maybe stay healthy and maybe even alive is another thing that this guy just can't answer for. It's all connected.
On healthcare, Mr. President, 22 million Americans are expected to see their healthcare insurance premiums start to rise by the beginning of next year.
You're talking about because Obamacare is so bad?
Yes, well, sir, because the Obamacare subsidies are expiring. Are you going to do
That's
anything?
because Obamacare is so bad.
What is the Republican plan? Are you going to let that happen on your watch?
What I'm going to do is, if the Democrats go along with it, which they don't want to because they want to make the insurance companies very rich, okay? I want the money to be paid to the people to go out and buy their own health care instead of paying to the insurance companies. Their stock has gone up 1,700% in a short period of time. Did you know that? 1,700. You wish your corn went up, right? But the insurance companies' stock has gone up by 1,700%, 1,800%. They're taking in trillions of dollars. I don't want to pay the insurance companies anything. And I know a lot of them, but they're owned by the Democrats. And the Democrats have, Obamacare is a setup to make insurance companies rich. And I want to pay the people, and I want the people to go out and buy their own health care. And that's what we want to do, and that's what the Republicans want to do, because Obamacare is a disaster. And I said it 5 years ago, 4 years ago, 3 years ago. It was always a disaster. It's bad health care that's too expensive for people. And now your premiums, and you said it better than I said it. You said the Obamacare premiums are going to go up. They're going way up. And what I want to do is have the money. And you know who's getting that money? A lot of it is the insurance companies. I want the people to get the money and go out and buy their own health care. And everybody wants that.
He doesn't know anything. He doesn't know anything. He knows nothing. I don't even think she even said Obamacare premiums. She said healthcare premiums and Obamacare subsidies to assist in those premiums that then still go to these insurance companies that apparently are owned by all Dems. That's weird. Somehow that's what he's trying to avoid. He wants to give. I know it's senseless to try and break down such a stupid statement. His plan, this is Donald Trump's healthcare plan, to give Americans money, just like he's apparently giving $12 billion to farmers that they can't do anything with. He's going to give Americans money to then go out buy their own healthcare. To go buy their own healthcare, he says. What does that mean to buy your own healthcare? Does that mean go to a doctor and say, how much does it cost to have this CAT scan? And then you dish out the money? Or is it you spend that money on a health insurance company that then will, assist or pay for part of that because you pay premiums? Is it that? Because if it's that, that means you'd be giving American people money to go spend on an insurance company that he just said he doesn't want to give any more money to. How the fuck does that work? How does that work? It's him talking out of his ass. I mean, but the problem is when he's talking out of his ass, it kind of gets mumbled because all the ass kissers around him are fighting for position to get closer to his anus. One of those people is Representative Jason Smith, and he went on CNBC and had this very weird and awkward exchange with a couple of these hosts because he had no answer either.
There's things that we
Does
can
Mike
do.
Johnson, is he saying that they have a plan, the speaker?
Yesterday, he said that we're working on a plan.
Okay. I'm on Andrew. What do you think, Andrew? You got any?
You're doing great.
Really?
Yeah.
I'm trying to be
Down the middle, I see.
trying to blame both sides.
But it is blameable on both sides.
Well, okay. He's not going to really say anything. He's just going to say what he said. Is that what you're saying? You're looking at me saying what he said?
Exactly.
Okay. We got to go, Mr. Chairman. We hope you come back.
Come on back.
We don't understand how things work. I think a lot of people are confused.
We all wonder how things work in Washington, D.C. as someone who's there all the time. So it's just how it...
It's less of a ruined tour down there with the National Guard there, I would say, isn't it? You're walking around down there. It's better, is it not?
It's definitely safer than what it has been in the months past.
They had to play their asses out because that stagnant conversation where Representative Jason Smith had nothing to say about the Republican healthcare plan got a little bit too awkward. We're not doing anything is what it is that they're doing. They're doing absolutely Nothing. And there's no more answers. And for some reason, openly, blatantly, like I think it's Joe Kernan openly said, I'm trying to blame both sides. I'm trying to split it down the middle. I'm trying to throw you guys a bone because it's obvious it's all on you. And if Jason Smith doesn't know how DC operates, when DC is operated by Donald Trump, it's operated by his Supreme Court, it's operated by his Republican-controlled Congress and Senate. What I'm trying to figure out is if you can't understand it, maybe you shouldn't be there. Because what you're doing apparently is what you don't understand. Did they really think people don't understand that they're in control? Because they keep saying how they had this red wave and they're in control and mandate, and the American people wanted them to do everything and told them whatever Donald Trump says is law. But it's weird that somehow DC doesn't work for them. So in response to that, because of how bad this whole thing looks, because people like, Jason Smith never have answers. The problem that Donald Trump is now dealing with is all these Republicans in this Republican-controlled government. They're jumping ship like some rats.
And there's at least 20 House Republicans who have either said they're going to retire or not run again. Do you have any
Democrats
concerns
also.
about the
And Democrats
Right.
also.
Do you have
Well,
any?
why don't you mention them? How many Democrats are going to retire? How many Democrats?
Well, that's what I was going to ask you.
But why don't you tell me the number of Democrats too? You tell me
Are
about.
you concerned about the narrow margins? And
No, I'm not concerned. I think we're going to do well.
Is among them, and
We will have the
Nassau
greatest
County
economy.
Blakeman, who you know as well, is considering running for
We're going
governor.
to have the greatest economy in history. How many Democrats are retiring? How come you only know the Republicans but not the Democrats?
Because I came prepared to ask you a question about.
No, you're unprepared because you should know the Democrats. You're totally unprepared. Go ahead.
Never answered the question. Maybe because he's a little bit insecure that he's losing all of his ass kissers, or a few of his ass kissers. I believe they said there's 17 or so. People are jumping ship. And I was waiting for someone to ask about all these rats jumping ship, because one of the biggest rats is Representative Troy Nehls. I believe he's from Texas. I'm going to show you who he is after we read a little bit of his statement. He's jumping ship. He said, after more than 30 years in law enforcement, serving and protecting my community as a police officer, constable, Fort Bend County Sheriff, and Army veteran, and 6 years representing this district in Congress, I've made the decision after conversations with my beautiful bride and my girls over Thanksgiving holiday to focus on my family and return home after this Congress. You're just going to quit? There's no real reason? Because your wife and your kids said, come back home, Troy. I believe your knees are getting a little bit too scuffed up there, dropping every day for Donald Trump. I want to save your knees in your older ages. Anyways, he continues and said, before making this decision, I called Trump personally, let him know of my plans. Trump has always been a strong ally for our district and a true friend. And I wanted him to hear it from me first. And then he talked about how he honors of his life and all that stuff and prayers and a bunch of other stuff he doesn't believe in. You guys remember who Troy Nehls is? The reason his name is Troy Nehls, if I'm saying it correctly, is because, Troy Nehls, he likes to kneel, but, only for one particular guy. And he made it very apparent.
Everything that we do in the House of Representatives should be in the best interest of getting Donald Trump reelected. This guy right here. Motions to vacate, justified or unjustified. We don't have time for that. There's no question he's the leader of our party. So now he's got a mission statement, his mission, and his goals and objectives, whatever that is, we need to embrace it. All of it. Every single word. If Donald Trump says jump 3 feet high and scratch your head, we all jump 3 feet high and scratch our heads. That's it.
He kneels. This guy right here, he's a kneeler. Kneels, get up. Go home. Dust yourself off. Troy Nehls has a wife and daughters. Troy Nehls, that guy who just said, if this old ass crusty piece of shit tells me to jump 3 feet high and scratch my head, I'm going to jump 3 feet high and scratch my head. How embarrassing is that? How embarrassing is that? His wife married him. So I'm going to leave Troy Nehls out of this. I have another story to do. And I don't need to talk trash about people's whole lives. I think we can see what type of pathetic human being this guy is. And he has no life's blood without, siphoning it out of Donald Trump. More things that I'm not going to say.